Welcome back. I'm Casey Campbell with Great Lakes Post and also can be heard weekly on WJR 760 in Detroit. Pleased to be joined by the 2021 U.S. Nationals champion in pro stock motorcycle. That, of course, would be Eddie Krawiec. How's it going, man?
It's going good. I guess it can't be going bad, right? Not yet, at least.
Well, we got the countdown starting this weekend, but let's talk about the U.S. Nationals. I know you've won it before, and I was talking to Steve Torrance yesterday. What's it like to win? I mean, to win it again. I mean, there's nothing like winning it the first time, but what's it like winning it again?
Um, well, I mean, for me, it was a very important win due to the countdown cut, kind
Right.
of the way that all happened. We were pro stock motorcycle class was really tight this year. When you look at from number 11 all the way going to number 4 or 3, really, depending on how each person went out and it being points and a half for the round. Um, it really could have helped you make or break your weekend. I had the possibility of, if I lost first round, I could have been out of the countdown. So depending on how everything fell, fortunate for me, I'm leaving there fourth in points. Gives me a great championship run. I think anytime you're within 2 or 3 rounds of the championship to start, you have great hopes there. But I mean, it's Indy. It's a good win. It's a great win. I mean, for most people, that's like a career win. There is a statistic of, hey, what champions didn't win Indy? So I'm glad to be one of the champions that did win Indy.
Yeah. What does the U.S. Nationals mean, not just to drag racing, but to everybody that runs it? I mean, it's the big, for people that don't understand, what does it mean to you guys?
Well, I mean, it dates all the way back to the beginning, really of when it started, going back into the 50s and really when drag racing was coming about. It was East meets West, everything. It was kind of the center part of the country where everybody went to. And, there were probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 key events throughout the course of a year for NHRA. And, Indy was the one. That was the one you wanted to go to, the one you wanted to win, the one you wanted to just be a part of. So I think that traditions kind of fell all the way through. It's the one race everybody wants to win. And, for me, it is something special to be a 3-time Indy winner. I think when you sit back and you look at your win column, those wins have exclamation points because they usually, I mean, heck, it pays more, it does everything. So how are you going to complain about that?
No, you can't. So going into the countdown this weekend, I know it's jam packed with pro stock motorcycle being so insane this year. What do you think's kind of led to that? What I mean, usually we see that every year, but what specifically about this year makes it so crazy?
Um, it's just there's a lot of good motorcycles, a lot of good people. People have, I'd like to say, continually stepped up their game and gotten better and better and better. The privateer bikes, there's more equipment available, there's more things, more parts, more pieces that become available on the performance side of things as they get older, which brings the level of performance up. A lot of these teams that do the R&D and research, there's a couple, and it all is a trickle down effect. um, as we continue to make more horsepower, making more every time is a harder task. So when you're looking for 2 and 3 horsepower at a time, even one, um, it becomes difficult and it becomes harder to start separating from the pack again. So somebody might find during the infant stages or early on in an engine program, you might find 5 horsepower that all of a sudden puts a 200s gap between you and the next person. And then that as that gap starts closing, you start finding less and less and less, and the gap starts getting tighter. And I think that's the point that we're at with the program. You look at the V twin stuff has been out for basically 20 years now. The Suzuki's just got a new platform with the inline 4-cylinder head. There's a handful of people taking advantage of that. Most of our customers are. And then as that kind of segues into it, everybody's getting new stuff and it's making it really good competition.
Yeah, of course. The content's starting this week in Reading. What particular thing are you guys looking to do to get there? I mean, from lane choice and trying to get to qualifying and all that. What's going to be the biggest key to get the weekend going for you guys?
You got to make a good run off the truck. I mean, we saw it happen this weekend here in Indy. If you don't make a good run off the truck, you fall behind. It happened to my teammate. I actually went on a pole. My teammate ended up being 16. We had to race first round. I had my bike kind of a little more in the window than he did, and it played into my advantage. So it's really important to come off the truck strong, make a good run, and then build off of that. Because the more runs you have, the more data you have, and the less chance you have of falling behind. I mean, you need to make good runs nowadays. There are no bad runs, and or else somebody's going to beat you. So you just got to be on your game. More important for us right now, this is the countdown race. So it starts right now. 2021 season for that championship starts right now.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, I got to ask you, I know it's kind of like with that, but also next season, the race, the Spring Nationals in Houston will be racing for the final time. I know we said goodbye to the Atlanta Dragway. What are your memories of running at Houston?
We've ran there on and off over the years. I've been racing now for 14 years professionally as a full-time racer. I've gone there quite a few times. I mean, the thing that pops into my head when we say Houston is fast, because it's a sea level track. For us motorcycle guys and girls, we like sea level tracks. We like going fast, so I'm expecting or hoping that motorcycles will be a part of the final race there. They haven't given us the schedule yet. They haven't released it, but I'm thinking the motorcycles will go there for the last time. We did go to Atlanta. Atlanta had a packed crowd. Place was jamming. It was great racing. The bad trend that we're seeing right now is not a good trend. There's tracks going away. I've been promoting and pushing, anytime I can. Everybody needs to go out there and support their local drag strip. I mean, we all can complain about problems or whatever each one may have, but if you're going to complain about them and not support them, they're not going to be there. The trend is we're losing more tracks than are opening, and that's not a good thing, especially in every area. So, you need to support drag racing, support it at the local level, the sportsman guys. I mean, the sportsman guys are the backbone of this sport. There's a small little handful of us pros really for each category. But when you look at the pro ET, the street ET, super pro, however you want to break down all those categories, those are where, we come from, all of us, so you have to support your local drag strips, because if you don't, they're going to go away.
Yeah, of course. That's very necessary especially during this time. But Eddie Krawiec, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us and spending a few minutes with us. Congrats on winning the U.S. Nationals, and good luck this weekend at Reading.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, and we look forward to an exciting countdown.
Of course.